I do want to ask you about, I'm very, very confused about the wokeness and of why wouldn't everybody in the world want to be woke? Like, why wouldn't you want to be aware of everything and everybody and who they are and who they love and what's going on? And it's a fact. It's life. Like my kids have lots of friends that have two moms or two dads, or like it's just what is happening.
I guess the first part is, what do you think woke means? And then piggybacking off of her question, why do you not like it?
Woke is people that want to be against the establishment or who's ever in power.
You think so? Because it feels like under that definition, you're woke, because you're saying that the establishment screwed over Trump.
I'm not against it.
But you do think the courts and the institutions in America are screwing Trump over, right?
Yeah.
So by that definition, you're anti-establishment and you're woke.
I'm not anti-establishment at all, but woke, if people were really woke, they would see what's going on at the border.
Snowfall had mountains and smoke on the breeze.
I'm with a father-daughter duo. One of them is a Republican who grew up in Iowa, and one of them is a liberal who lives in California. I'm about to moderate a little debate between them.
And a healthy, good debate. We're not going to get angry.
A very fiery debate. Heading into the Republican primary, which candidate are you most excited about?
Trump.
Why Trump?
Look what he's done. 4 years of perfect presidency.
No, I had something in
What do you
my
have to
eye.
say? What do you have to say?
She rolled her eyes.
I mean,
You think Trump's presidency was perfect?
Dad, there's like 73 indictments and sexual...
They did. Have you heard about him being charged with conspiracy to defraud the United States?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't think it's true.
You don't think he did what they're saying he did?
No.
You think Mike Pence is lying and everyone in his cabinet and every institution is lying?
I think Mike Pence is
You don't see how Trump is divisive at all when if you check his
You
Twitter,
really don't.
he's coming up with nicknames for his enemies.
First of all, it's humorous and
But it's
probably
not
true.
funny when you hurt somebody's feelings.
Joe Biden, that's not humorous or true.
Not coming from the president.
Not
The president,
coming- but a president,
That
Dad...
was in a debate.
But I remember when I was younger, like I think I have papers that say when I grow up I want to be president.
Yeah. No way
The
in hell.
presidency is a joke now. Trump has made it an absolute joke by dividing so many people. But that's just a fact. Like you used to look up to the presidency, but Trump's calling people names, saying Mexicans are rapists, and
then you listen to a Biden speech, and he says, "I'm not a president for Republicans or Democrats. I'm a president for all Americans." Can you see the
do you
difference there?
believe it or no?
He said he was going to do something on the border. He has put Kamala, for Christ. They put her in charge, and she hasn't even been down there. She hasn't done a thing to stop any of this. It's his responsibility, not hers. He just appoints these goofy people that don't know what they're doing.
But Trump couldn't keep anybody. He couldn't keep anybody. The turnover rate when he was president with his cabinet. But I mean,
Doesn't that reflect poorly on Trump's judgment if he hired 15 people that couldn't do the job?
He hired better people to replace them.
But
And
they
then they
mostly
left
stayed
again.
empty.
Yeah.
They either
Sometimes.
left or the
Sometimes.
position stayed
You
empty.
don't always get it right. At work, we used to hire 10 people, and maybe 2 of them would stay on their own. And it probably should have been that way. They should have not even taken the job because they couldn't do the job.
I just feel like that reflects poorly. Like if Trump's running the country like a business and he's the CEO, and everybody that he appoints either gets like indicted or arrested, or even him, he got charged.
They're individuals. What they do.
But he hired them, he hired them because they're just all not yes people. They aren't like, I'll lie for you, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. Like they have morals and they have, I just don't understand. But it's okay. I love him, and we can agree to disagree. I just think that if we lived in a world where everybody just loved each other, I don't give. But why? I don't understand why anybody cares. Why do I care? Half the people here
Are trans.
are non-binary.
Sang myself to sleep last night.
I guess I would want to pivot to, do you think adults should have access to gender-affirming care in America?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, for minors, yeah. Definitely minors.
Do you think minors should or shouldn't have access?
The parents ought to be more responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
The government's trying to get in everybody's business right now.
I agree. So
We do agree about certain things. You do agree about abortion.
You should stay out of.
The government should not tell me
Oh,
what I
hell
should
no.
do with my body.
What it sounds like you're saying is that if two parents take their kid to the doctor, and the parents, the doctor, and the patient all decide that gender-affirming care is the best route, you'd be okay with that for a 16-year-old kid?
If the parents are there, for a 16-year-old, I don't know, that's getting up there. But
After 4 years of therapy, usually you need years of therapy to do this.
yeah.
I think you are. Things like that, that's what keeps me loving him so much. is
You
that
wouldn't want the government stepping in and saying you
Hell
can't
no.
have treatment for your kid. It's like saying your kid can't have chemotherapy because some people disagree
What
with
do
it.
they call it? They call it socialism. They want their hands in everything you do.
See, isn't he so contradictory where he'll support, maybe it's because you love me so much, but a woman should decide what she does with her body, and you do believe that people should be who they are. I think that's changed a lot with you. I think that the more time that goes on and the more understanding, but the thing is, like, you grew up in an age where you didn't see it. Gay people hid. I mean, how wonderful that we live in a world today where somebody that's dad.
We grew up fine.
But we live in a world today where, thank God, a little boy that's growing up and just feels like he should be a girl, and is exploring that we live in a world where that kid's not killing himself because he feels so alone, that he's realizing it's
Because he's a
acceptable.
minor, he's not responsible.
But they're seeing now that it's okay. It's okay to be who I
It's
am.
okay for a 6-year-old to
Yes, it absolutely is. If
want to
they
have operation to be.
No, that's never happened. That's never happened.
No adult. Name me one person that thinks it's okay for a kid
I don't.
to have. Like, that doesn't happen. But
I guess the point is the goal for all Americans should be to provide the best quality of life for every citizen. And allowing gay people or allowing a 14-year-old boy who's confused with his sexuality to talk about that is how you provide a better quality of life and stop the suicide rate from being so high. So I feel like anyone who cares about the citizens of America should be cool with gay people. Or
That's not the only drawback about suicide. You talk suicide. That's not the only repercussion that's going to happen if they change sex at 6 years old.
Well, Dad, but no, they're not changing sex. I think but this is a part of being woke, Dad. This is part of being woke. You have to understand that there is nobody in the world that thinks a 6-year-old should have surgery or whatever. There is people like me that think, let that kid be. Let's talk to him about what he's feeling, and let's figure it out.
Commit suicide.
No, he won't, because I'm listening to him and I love him. He knows that I love that little boy no matter what he chooses to be. He could be a girl, he can be non-binary, he can be anything he wants to
Can't
be.
be with his parents all the time.
I know,
He's
but
only
he
6.
knows that at home he's got a safe place, and I love him, and we'll talk about things. We could do therapy. So, but that's part of being woke, I think, is
Don't just be woke about one thing.
I'm woke about everything.
No, you're not.
What am I not woke about?
Border.
Silhouettes of weeping.
I just told you.
happening down there?
I just told you that I think that there is a problem. There always has been, but there always will be.
Why don't they even bother to
But
fix
do
it?
you understand too, though? There's people running from their lives, from the cartel. There's people that need, and the United
That's why
States
we
have
gotta
always
get
provided
the
that.
Mexican people involved, keeping them there. You know,
And find out why
find
they're
out why the
crossing.
cartel's doing what they're doing.
immigrants commit crimes at lower rates than native-born citizens because they're trying to make a life for themselves and
Look at
better
all these
themselves.
mass shootings. They're white.
So I guess
young
the
men,
question is,
you
do you
know?
think we should make it as easy as possible for people to get over legally? With
Legally.
with visas?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Legally, it's
Yeah,
fine.
but see, I agree too.
9,000 legals coming in every day.
But then when you have Trump trying to axe things like DACA and visas, then that makes it way harder for people to come over legally, and it gives them no choice but to do what you're seeing right now.
And these poor kids that were born here. This is all they know is the United States, and DACA's.
So what do you think? Sorry, we're double
I don't
teaming.
know-
Yeah.
I don't know
Right.
that much about it.
Sang myself to sleep last night.
What do you think about your dad supporting Trump?
I love him, and I think that he is from a different generation, and I respect that generation, and he is a Vietnam vet, and I respect that. I respect everything about him, so we've calmly agreed to disagree. I think that ignorance plays a lot of. I think that when I try to argue with my dad or anybody else, I just say, give me facts. Give me a fact.
Yeah.
And I can't get facts. I get the look what he did for the economy. Look what, like, that's pretty much it. That's all I get, because I just don't understand. I don't understand.
I want you to try to put yourself in your dad's shoes. What do you think his argument would be for Trump if you had to go one layer deeper?
Probably, because I have a few Republican friends, and I try to listen and I try to be open-minded. And because I do that, I realize how ridiculous they sound. But I do try, and I think it would be that the economy.
If you had to put yourself in your daughter's shoes, why do you think she hates Trump so much?
Well,
I'm a woman.
she don't see what I see.
What do you see?
This is a good. You're a therapist. Can you go home with us?
All the stuff that Biden's squashed since he got in, that Trump was doing really well at the border. My God, he doesn't do anything on the border. There's people dying down there because he's letting people come in like they own the place. It's not right.
Do you ever find yourself empathizing with your daughter's liberal views?
I feel sorry for her, all that stuff.
Do you ever find yourself, you're like, okay, you know what, maybe she has a point. Maybe I can see where she's coming from.
Very few, but I do some things.
How about you? Do you ever see yourself empathizing with your dad's positions? Every once in a while, you're like, I understand what you're saying.
Never?
No, yeah. I there's things I try to take in everything, and but they're like border that I have the same. Like, we do need to get yes, there's some things I do. I just don't understand. You are a cult. It is a cult. Cult. The Cult Clan. He's a fucking genius, though. I'll tell you that.
He's a good marketer. Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, for him to come out after it took like all these years for the FBI for that report to come out, and there were so many things found that he did wrong. Whatever he says, you just believe.
Does it never worry you when everyone in Trump's cabinet turns against him, like his VP and Barr and everybody, every court, every institution?
That's strange, but they're individuals. They have a right, just like anybody that has a job, they have a right to protest their boss.
But don't you think, like, his lawyers, even Barr, look at Barr, was like, Trump, 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 Trump. And now, there's the lawyers, there's so many people that have turned against him, so don't you think they're turning against him for a reason? Or they're all wrong?
It's not a good reason, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's just a disagreement in politics.
Something I really wonder is, what piece of evidence would it take to change your mind and realize that Trump is lying to you? Is there any piece of evidence that could change your mind?
Like, if the court, you said the court system.
They have gone through the courts many times. He got rejected over.
He's got 4 of them.
Well, no, he got rejected after the election. He got rejected over 60 times. A lot of times they were Trump-appointed judges.
He's got to go to court rather than be out talking to people.
But he's going to court because of all the horrible, horrible things he did. Oh. Pause. Where's the flag, Daddy?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. I feel like I'm a part of your family now.
I know you are.
That's right.
I'll get a tattoo. I got
no.
Whoa.
Yeah, you do.
Dad, it's okay.